Live.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Listen, before we hop into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video, and turn on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. So I'm back with another one, you guys. Now, this video is on this Australia's first women's sports bar. I don't know if you guys remember when that article came out of this woman who was looking to start Australia's first women's sports bar. But since she's launched that sports bar, it has closed. We're gonna get into the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below of this. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
I don't know if you remember this gripping news back in August on the ABC. The Ladies League, Australia's first women's sports bar built by the fans for the fans. The Guardian, we want to be loud. Australia's first women's sports bar can change the game. A safe space to watch sport. And of course, Women's Agenda. First women's sports bar launches in Sydney. Why the Ladies League could literally change the game. A new sports bar designed specifically for women has launched. Its founder and owner, Rose Valente, has been on a long spiritual journey. For years, she has wanted to open a bar herself, a place designed for women, for them to come together and enjoy watching women's sports. Sounds like a great business plan.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it sounds like a good idea, you know, and I'm not saying that as a woman you can't do that, but why exclude men? You know, you could create a section in the bar that is a section for the women, make it pink and frilly or whatever you want, where that's a little area for the women and you can make an area for the men and then everybody could commingle. Why, you know, just exclude men totally and not think that that would be a problem? You know, you're talking about a sports bar where you're selling probably alcohol, drinks, food, and things of that nature. You know that when women go to these things, even though it's for the women, women are not catering to other women for real. Oh my God. And women, you know, look to men to buy drinks and buy them things and do stuff for them. So anytime you open something, in my opinion, you open something that's specifically for women, you alienate the people who will come and patronize it and make it money. I'm just saying. And it's unfortunate, but the same thing I see when it comes to women's sports. A lot of women do not support the women's league. I don't know why it is. They just don't. Women in majority they don't support the WNBA the way they should. They don't support a lot of things that are formulated and ran by women in mass. They support the men because they would rather see men running, dribbling the ball, or men owning things and running things. They tend to support that more. And I find that interesting because you hear so many women say they want to support other women and they want to, you know what I mean? You know, they want to, you know, be a part of the sisterhood and a part of what women have going. But when these things are presented, you see a lot of women don't usually support it, which is kind of weird to me. But yeah, but let's continue.
The ABC article, Rose Valente was tired of feeling judged for wanting to watch women's sports at traditional bars. Hundreds of fans flooded in, signing up for foundation memberships to have their names written on one of the upstairs walls. Wouldn't it be great to have the national taxpayer-funded broadcaster promoting your business on their news channel? I'm glad my taxpayer dollars are funding these ventures. By the way, the other taxpayer-funded broadcaster, SBS, who tend to focus on world news, were also promoting this new business, although with a focus on the LGBT community. It's going to be very queer, the venue dedicated to women's sports. Of course, they showed the obligatory photo of a couple of female sports stars kissing, stating, Valente said she chose the Oxford Street location for its proximity to stadiums and connection with the LGBT community. Yep, your taxpayer dollars hard at work promoting someone's private business.
Yeah, that's crazy. And listen, while I'm all for what you want to do with your life. I have no say or control over if you want to be queer, LGBTQ, whatever. I don't have a problem with people living their lives because that's your life. You make the decision of how you want to live your life. Look, do you? But what I'm saying is, why not just make it all inclusive where people can feel free to come in and be themselves and do what they want to do in a club that's inviting to all? Because, you know, I understand people wanting to have something exclusively for themselves, but you got to think of the bigger picture. How are you going to sustain that? How are you going to maintain it? Is it going to be profitable? You have to think about if there have been other clubs in different areas that have been this way, and they were able to thrive and things of that. Now you have to think of the bigger picture. And so I just think that even though it sounds good, it just wasn't a good idea in my opinion. But anyway, let's continue.
To the ABC, she hadn't been able to get a bank loan for the bar. She was considered too risky. No, that can't be true. What does a bank know anyway? She said, I have 100% faith that I'm going to, at the very minimum, get my money back. That's how much faith I have in the women's sport community. Well, it turns out the women's sport community didn't support her as much as she had anticipated. On other news channels, first ever women's sports bar in Australia closes after 5 months. We couldn't hold on any longer. Australia's first ever women's sports bar shuts doors just months after opening. Perhaps surprisingly, the ABC and Women's Agenda had nothing to say about this news, with Women's Agenda instead reporting, the first hours of a new year typically see a spike in violence against women, and other hard-hitting news, such as, why don't more women choose to propose to their male partners? I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to put down this lady. She gave it a shot. Good on her. I mean, many of us go through life without ever pursuing our dreams out of fear of failure or whatever else. At least she tried. But I would just say, by excluding half the population by only showing women's sports, probably more than half the population in that many women are just not interested in sports, women's or otherwise, then you're setting yourself up for failure. There was a bit of a clue there when the bank, I presume banks, plural, I doubt she stopped at one, considered the venture too risky. If you look at their X account, women's sports and dining with all-day kitchen, welcoming anyone and everyone, rainbow emoji. Well, not everyone, 18 plus venue, kids not allowed. Okay, I won't hold that against them, but they're obviously promoting their inclusiveness, and what better way to include everyone by only showing women's sports? But an even better way to include everyone, if you scroll down, these posts are protected. Only approved followers can see their posts. The same trend appears on their Instagram account. This account is private. You see this sort of, I guess, censorship with the likes of the ABC as well, where on their YouTube channel, for example, they almost exclusively forbid any comments. They just don't want to hear what normal people have to say.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of excluding people as well. To me, when you're trying to go into business, you have to have a business mind. You have to understand that all money is green, right? Every dollar counts. So you don't want to go into a business. It's already hard for businesses to thrive as it is. Most businesses fail. I think they say after 3 to 5 years or something like that. So when you think about creating a business, you don't want to exclude anybody, because everybody is potential money and value to your business. Automatically going into it and just marketing it as just for women only, and it's a sports thing, automatically in my mind, I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? And do I really want to go to a sports bar? And watch women play? If anything, I want to see the men. I'm not surprised once again that they had to close after 5 months, because it didn't make sense. And I get the idea. And I understand why people want to do things in that way, but you got to think about the bigger picture and what it's going to take for the business to actually thrive. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What do you think about the women's only sports bar? Do you think that was a good idea? Do you think it could have worked? What's your thoughts on it? Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. I definitely want to hear what y'all got to say. So make sure you leave those thoughts in the comments, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye. DeeDeesReactions, videos and live DeeDeesReactions. She's about to put on a show. DeeDeesReactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live.